Hi, I'm Mrs. Heimach. I teach first grade at Robey Elementary, and today Rick Crosslin is here to teach us how soil is made.
Hey, thanks for that great introduction. Hey, have been studying about water and land features, and today we're going to look at something underneath our feet. And I think you already know a lot about this. You have a worksheet that kind of looks like this, right? It's kind of big like this, and right here in the middle is a section that I want you to focus on. And your worksheet has something at the very top. Go ahead and use your green marker. This is where the grass is, because we are looking at how soil is made. So when you look outside the window right here, the first thing you see is grass. Now what's underneath that grass? Who knows what the layer is called way up here at the, I don't want to give it away. What's this layer called? Anybody? Tell me.
Soil.
Topsoil, right? So really small, right? Topsoil right there. And you see how your drawing is? It's kind of cool. It's got some topsoil in it. Go ahead and write topsoil right there. Who knows what the middle section is called? Yes?
Subsoil.
In the middle, right, kind of small, subsoil. Because you've been studying topsoil. Where's topsoil found? At the top. And where's subsoil found? Below. Sub means below. And then we have something way down here. Anybody know what this stuff is called? Go ahead and make some lines like this. What do you call it? And make some marks like this. Anybody know what this is called at the bottom? Deep underneath the topsoil, underneath the subsoil. Tell me what it is.
Bedrock.
Bedrock. Go ahead and label it bedrock. So you have grass, topsoil, subsoil, and bedrock. I want to see what you're doing. What are you writing right there?
Subsoil.
Subsoil. And so what's the top layer called, guys?
Topsoil.
Topsoil. What's the middle layer called?
Subsoil.
And way down deep underground, we have bedrock.
Mr. Crosslin, we have a bulletin board out in the hallway. You want to see it?
Well, yeah. Let's go take a look at it. Cool bulletin board. What's going on here?
We're studying soil, and this is a worm, and the black is our roots. These are rocks, and the brown is soil.
Very cool. I see you have this whole bulletin board of all of these really nice things. Awesome. All right, so we've talked about our subsoil, our topsoil, and our bedrock. What are some of the things we might find in soil? Yes. Go ahead and list these inside. What?
Dead bugs.
Dead animals. And those dead animals might be what? We might find a dead worm or a dead bug. You might even find a dead bone from something. A rabbit or a deer.
Or dead leaves and grass.
Oh, dead plants. Go ahead and write dead plants. And what you said, dead leaves, maybe a dead stick. And you might find living things. What are some living things you might find in soil? Yes. Live
worms.
worms. Live, yes. Bugs. And you know what? Some bugs are really small. We're going to call those microbes. Microbes are really small. We'd have to use a microscope to see them, but they're in the soil. What are some non-living things we might find in soil? Yes. Non-living? Like a big what? Anybody? Yes.
Worm?
Well, non-living would be, a worm might be living.
Little insects are decomposers. They'll break down the rocks.
Decomposers. So decomposer is something that breaks down plant material or animal material. What are some non-living things we might find? Yes.
You might find little dead things.
Well, a bug is actually used to be alive, so that's living.
Rocks.
Rocks. Thank you. Rocks. Besides rocks, we might find, yes.
Plants.
Plants is living, but we find some plants. Go ahead and add that. You might find some sand, right? What comes from the sky that we might find? Yes? Rain or water. And we might find some air. So, we might find dead animals, dead plants, living animals, living plants, decomposers, thanks for that, air, rocks, sand, and water. You know, we're going to actually draw those in here, but I'm going to show you something. You know, have you ever thought about this? This weekend we had a lot of this falling. What was this falling from the sky? What was falling from the sky this weekend? Tell me. Rain. Where did it go? Where did it go?
In the soil.
Yeah, you know, it lands in the soil and it starts dripping down through the soil, and it keeps going down because gravity pulls it down. But sometimes it gets to a layer. There might be a layer right here of clay. So here's a layer of clay and sand, and clay and sand, and you know what happens to that water? It stops. It goes right down here and it starts making a pool of underground water. In fact, you know what we can do? In your backyard, here in Indiana, you could probably drill a hole, put a pipe in here. Let's say we drill a hole all the way down, straight through the topsoil, through the subsoil, down to the water level. And if we put a pipe in there, like this, guess what would come shooting out of that pipe?
Water.
Water. What do we call that? Anybody know what you call it when you put a pipe in the ground and water comes up and out for us to drink? It's called a well. A well. And we drink our water that comes from the ground. And there's our well. Go ahead, and I want to take a look at how you've colored in your rocks, sand, and some of the living and non-living things.
So we want to clarify that if an animal has died, that once was a living thing. So we're going to consider that as a living thing, even though it's already dead. But a non-living thing would be like the rocks, because it was never alive.
Oh, I see you're putting a well going down into your groundwater. Very nice.
Boys and girls, you're making awesome drawings, and this is a great drawing too, but Mr. Crosslin, what's in soil? I mean, can't we just see real soil?
I tell you what, you guys want to make some soil?
Yeah!
Okay, let's make some soil. Okay, so we have here all the ingredients that you guys mentioned that's in soil. So what's one thing that's in soil? Yeah. What? Rocks. Let's go ahead and add those rocks that you see right there. And this is going to be our container for soil. Go ahead and put those rocks in there. Go ahead and put them in. You can pass them. It's coming this way. It's coming this way. Add the rocks. So rocks are kind of like in subsoil. Nice. Now, are rocks all the same size? Yeah. And so I have some of these rocks to put in. Put those rocks in. These are more like gravel. There's our gravel. Add that in. Would someone go to the board and check off rocks? Because I think we have rocks there. All right, besides rocks, what else do we need to put in?
Sticks of water.
How about sand? Okay, so we're going to add sand. There you go. Here you go. There you go. Because sand is broken bits of rock, right? And that we find that, definitely find that in soil. Some soil has more sand, some has less. Go ahead and put the sand in our soil, okay? Take turns, everybody gets it in there. Nice. So we have rocks, sand. This next part's kind of interesting. This is called peat moss. And if you look at it, it's chopped up. This has been milled or chopped up plants that used to be in a swamp. And there's some sticks in here. But we're going to add two things. And I'll need someone to help me with this. Would you help me with this? Okay, here's what I want you to take that. Keep it right here. And I'm going to put some water in there. Okay, because soil needs water. Let's close it up a little bit. And would you start squeezing this and mix it up right there in the bag, okay? I got another one. Would you help do this one? There we go. Squeeze it with some water. Because soil, we don't want it to be dry. Soil, when it rains, it soaks down through the ground, right? Okay, squeeze the bottom. How's the mixing cup? Okay, let's put it in here. Keep mixing yours up. Dump it upside down in here. Here we go. Take it all out. Nice. Okay, and can you feel it? Squeeze it and see if it feels, how does it feel?
Weird.
Weird? Does it feel dry or wet?
Wet.
Hold your hand there so you can squeeze some water out. Oh yeah, there's a few drops. Did you feel the drops that come out? That's about perfect. Go ahead and put yours in there. So, we have rocks, gravel, sand, water, and peat moss. Oh, there's a stick. Would you find stick in topsoil? Yes. Yeah, because anything that dies outside falls in the soil, and when it falls in the soil, it does what? What is it when it breaks down? What's that fancy word you guys said? Yes. Decomposes. Would you do me a favor? Would you break that stick up, please? And we have some more sticks. Would you break that stick up? This one I better try to break. Oh, that one we're not going to break up. Maybe you can peel off some of that. You peel off. Go ahead and break that one.
I think I can break that.
And here's another piece of. Here's a piece of wood. Go ahead and peel that apart and put it in there. So we got wood. Oh. Here's some dead sweet gum seeds. Would you break that up? Break these up? Can you break that? Let me try it. That's a tough one, right? There we go. Here, put those pieces in. Put those pieces in. Here's some dead seeds. Put those in. Put those in. Break them up if you can. Can you break them up or not? Pull the stem off. Okay. Oh, here's some living materials. Some leaves. Let's break those up, tear them up. Put them in. You can't break it? Well, put it in. We'll let the decomposers do the job. There's some dandelion pieces. Put all these pieces in.
These are easy to break.
Put all this stuff in.
I can't break it up.
This is kind of like an earth salad, looking, right? Who said that soil is clean? We want soil to be rich. If the soil doesn't have this stuff in it, it's not very rich. I'll take that.
If it was dry, it would be pointy, so we can't.
Okay. Now, I've asked some kids to bring in soil from their yard. Go ahead and put that in. So we have different soil. If you notice, they're different colors because soil everywhere is different. It's a different color, a different shape. And so that is kind of dark. That looks more like clay. Hold that. Here's some dark soil from someone's yard. But you know why I want this in? It has microorganisms, microbes in it. Would you open that one up? Would you open that one up? And let's put those in. Let's put those in. Go ahead. Take your turn. Go ahead. Nutrients, you mean, right?
Oh, I see a plant.
Nice. Nice.
I see a plant.
Don't put it on top of people's hands. I'll take these and these. Nice. Look at the different colors here. Nice. Thank you. And can you see? You know that some people, soil scientists, collect soil from all over the world. Can you see the different colors here? Light brown, dark, dark, peat moss. You know what? You know we could add these plastic bags to soil. That'd be a good idea?
No. Yes.
Yeah. This would be a good idea to put the plastic in there?
Yes.
Why do you say yes? Yeah, let's just throw this.
It takes a long time.
Let's just throw that in there and break. Would that be good?
No.
So, should we keep our garbage, our plastics, and our styrofoam out of the soil?
Yes.
We need to recycle these, right? And you guys, do you have a place to recycle these?
Yeah.
Okay. Over there? Okay. Yeah, we want to keep natural things in soil, right? Not man-made things. Although these have a good use, that is not good just to dump in the soil. Would you go put these in your recycling place? Yeah. Because soil has dust from all over the world, and help me put all that in there. There we go. And can I get a couple people that can reach it without, we need to mix this up a little bit. All right, let's start mixing it up a little bit. Don't throw it, just mix it. if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But I think it's pretty good. Now, nature does this, but we don't have nature. We're going to have you guys do it. Get the stuff from the bottom and bring it to the top. Nice mixture. Soil is a mixture. All right, let's stop. That's what I call hands-on science. Put your hands over here to the camera. Show the camera. I notice that this is a bit dry, so if you put your hands one at a time, you put your hands in the middle, hold them up, and I'll just do it. All right, you guys go ahead and go. Wait a minute, don't flip it on me. Go dry your hands. Go ahead. Okay, so we've got all these. Some of these things we're living, like this was just living a few moments ago, the grass. But I don't see. We need to add something living. What would be a good thing to add to soil that really helps soil? What do you think?
Worms.
Worms. What do worms do to soil?
Make it healthy.
They make it healthy by doing what? What?
The worm castings make the soil healthy.
They eat through the soil and they leave castings behind. And I just happen to have some worms here, and this is some of the soil they've been in. So maybe we can. Let's see. No worm there. I'll add that soil. Let me know if you see a worm, and then.
I see one.
Oh, here we go. Here's what I do. Raise your hand if you'd like to pick a worm. Okay, would you? I'll come to you. Take that worm and put it on top. There's one. Put it on top. And let's see. I think we have some more in here. Would you find worm and put it on there if you find one?
I found one.
Okay. There you go. Put that guy in there. Oh, nice one. If you get one worm, then move back and let someone else do it. There you go. Move back so somebody else can get it. All right. So we added these worms, and they seem to have disappeared. Wonder where they went. Oh, there's one. Now, so worms play a big role in making soil. And we will actually next week be studying more worms. But I understand you guys are pretty experts on worms. And so you probably know that worms like to be cool and they don't like the light. So when we put them up here on top, what did they all do?
Just go down.
They went down, right? So in order to keep them at the top, one way you can do that is by putting something like, I like to put some paper towels here on top, and this makes like a little shade for them so they'll come to the top. They're easier to see sometimes. And
Worms can see.
and so we'll just keep that nice, and you see it's moist, and so we'll be able to keep these nice and moist. And in fact, I might add just a little more water to this, just a little bit on top there. Now worms, as you know, they help decompose the soil, right?
Yeah.
So you can feed them about anything, but I know, and we'll take a look at your worm compost in just a second, but I have some cornmeal here. And if we pull this back, and let's just put a row of cornmeal, and maybe you can come back later today and see if the worms are up there eating it, okay? And your teacher and you guys have a long list of things that worms like to eat. And I'm gonna do one more thing. Just to make this so we can see them, we might even put like a little dark cover over the top of this, right? That way they'll feel nice and safe. Hey, do you think you ought to put these worms in the window by the light and by the heat?
No.
No. We should probably keep them where? Where do you think we should keep them? High up or down low?
Maybe under those counters.
Maybe under the counters. You know, you might want to get a thermometer and search the room and see which part of your room is really warm and which part's really cool. So we can just kind of put that on there. There's going to be our worm farm, and I happen to have a lid here. I need a good reader. What is this saying? Worm farm. And it says, keep in a cool place with little light, keep the peat moss damp, and feed them cornmeal. Now, we drilled some holes in here because they do need some air, and this just goes on here. And next week you'll be studying these worms, but in about 100 days they're going to have twice as many worms. They double their numbers. They lay little egg cases, and maybe you can find some of those. And in each side of those there might be 7 to 20 baby worms. So the whole worm life cycle should keep going. But I'd like to take a look at your worms in your compost bin. You guys want to show it to me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I see it looks like you already have a worm farm. Is that a worm farm? What do you got going on here?
Yeah, this is our class compost. So I actually put some food, and we only put plant-based food in it. And as you see, if we dig real deep, we've got lots of worms right here. Here's some nice ones. And so I put coffee grounds in it, but we also put, the only thing that's not a plant that we put in there, worms really like eggshells. And so there's a lot of broken up eggshells in here. There's some nutrients in the eggshell that the worms just love. So it's a pretty dark area because we've got this nice dark lid and we leave it open so they can breathe. And you can see we've got some seeds from our plants that we've put in here. Our vegetables and things, which is a plant, right, boys and girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You guys are pretty much experts on worms and composting already.
Yep, it's wiggling around. I started out a couple years ago with this, and we started out with about 25 worms, and I bet I've got a lot more. See, here's a big piece of sweet potato, and they are loving this sweet potato. Look at that. They're crawling right through. Isn't that neat?
And so they're decomposing that sweet potato and turning it back into soil nutrients.
That's right, right.
Well, you can't get much better than that. I know soil is being made everywhere outside, but looks like there's a lot of soil being made right here in this room.
Room 5, yep, at Robey Elementary. Look, boys and girls, I found another worm.
Take me to the soil. The things I do for science.